what can we do to make sure that we are self-reliant in energy? Because the monies that have been named to be areas between us and these two cow power ship and Senate,
Yes.
if this money is definitely used in our own generation, energy, probably we would be self-reliant.
I think NAWEC, every Gambian knows the legacy issues. And even part of our expenditure pressures in 2024 budget implementation. And I will repeat this. The government of the Gambia has allocated 20 million US dollars, equivalent to 1.4 billion, to help pay the arrears of NAWEC. And why did we do that? To protect the population from tariff hikes. As you know, not long ago, tariff hike was done about 36%.
Yeah.
But with these arrears, if government had not come in to pay that $20 million, 1.4 billion, and this happened because we had to repropose the budget, because a national emergency. What economic management will you be talking about if there is no water, if there is no light?
What is life?
Exactly. So that's why when these emergencies come, you rise to the occasion. And the government did that consciously. But all is not lost. A lot of work is in progress. There's an energy roadmap that by 2025-27, once implemented, we believe NAWEC, because the cost pressure is what is affecting NAWEC. If you look at the cost of procuring this power, is now this power, I think we need to explain.
Yeah.
This take or pay.
Yes.
If I sign up with you to supply 100 megawatt and you switch onto my system, either you build that 100 megawatts or not, you will pay me my 100 megawatts.
Because
that's what I supply.
That's what we supply.
NAWEC does go through some challenges in terms of energy loss in transmission. The energy loss in transmission. So technically, they are buying 100% of power from the independent power producers, but they are only able to build about 70 or 80% of
because they could not supply what they have got.
No, the losses.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you look at the grid, the network,
yeah,
there's a lot of loss in transmission.
Exactly.
And those are technical losses.
What do you mean is that they don't have the transmission materials that can give.
No, look at the transmission system. Some of them are as well
as changing it. It's like they have the supply, but
yes,
they cannot flow to the
yes. So if you don't, you buy
continue to pay that cost.
You pay 100,
yeah,
but you're only 70 or because the difference is technical and commercial losses.
It's just like you taking buy when you cannot resell it.
Well,
you cannot reach not entirely.
I think Mr. Jan knows something.
The option should be
yes.
We should not only be relying on it.
Yes.
We should look for another option like clean energy.
No, we're coming. That's what the energy roadmap seeks to address. It starts by focusing on renewable energy. The Jambur power station, solar farm, is 23 megawatts. The plans are afoot to increase that to 50. Soma, already the procurement is ongoing for 50 megawatts. And another 100 megawatt will also be solar farm. So when solar farm at Soma is completed, it will be 150 megawatts. Meanwhile, we are part of the OMVG network, where we've started taking hydroelectric power energy from Guinea. And we've signed, or we can take up to 30-40 megawatts. So we believe when all these are on stream, and now the cost pressure will come down. And now meanwhile, investment is being deployed to the transmission and distribution network. Because if for example, the conundrum NAWEC is in today, it's buying 100, but it can only receive a fraction of that 100. So just even before the operating cost, you have some losses. Absolutely. And I'm not an energy expert, but I'm sure what I'm saying is everybody knows. So these are challenges, and it is putting a lot of burden on government. And government is really shielding the population by still subsidizing the cost of electricity. This year we have paid 1.4 billion, and this has knock-on effects. Some of the sectoral allocations will be compressed as a result of these non-expected interventions. So these are some of the things, but I think a lot of effort is being deployed, and we are also looking at internal efficiencies of NAWEC, because that's another area.
Yeah, that's why I wanted. Right?
You know, we look at it holistically.
The relevant in the room.
You know, we said NAWEC also have to look at internal efficiency.
Exactly.
All these losses, just technical losses or technical plus commercial, what can they do about them?
Yeah.
What do they do about enhancing the procurement procedures, ensuring the fleet management, all of this? So there's a whole work. I can tell you, the president has devoted a number of his personal time on market matters. But in each of the discussion, we have looked at national interests, particularly driven by him, to say, look, we cannot increase tariff. Forget it. The government must come in here.
That would be very challenging.
Yeah, because even with the current tariff, people are
complaining.
Yeah.
Yes. And having difficulties in
but this is what I know about it.
Okay.
I don't have a magic wand to sort it out overnight.
Slow down, gentlemen. We're running out.
Yes, well, first and foremost, on the side of NAWEC, I think internally they need to improve a lot. First, those who do meter reading, you go to people's houses or compounds, you read their meters in their absence. They don't even know how much has been read. And at times now they accumulate bills and come and give it to people that is more than your salary. How do you expect them to pay that? They bring 3 months bill, tell you, for instance, 15,000, 20,000. When there are a lot of bus pipes in so many locations, it's like now it's not addressing those type of needs. You take your bill and tell them, no, I did not use it. They say, okay, we made a mistake. Let's look and provide you with the right amount that you have bought. Like these internal issues, I believe it's not under your purview, but they need to engage now in this, because proficiency and efficiency is very key. Well, I want to highlight on the last point that you talk about, that is domestic resource mobilization. I think government needs to explore and enhance it. We have these resources that Mr. Cham highlighted. Let's take fisheries and other resources, for example. Instead of licensing like the EU and others, they're making a lot of use of it. How about us? Why can't we empower our own, and it will generate income? It will help a lot. Now, tourism also, it needs to be more lucrative, more attractive, because we know tourism is one of the backbone. But what is there to attract people to come to the Gambia? Like this site visits, this ancient or historical site. How do we empower it? Boost up more about culture. It will attract people outside, that they can come and spend the money, and that will be also another lift or another boost for our economy. We need to look at such parastatals that we know that once it is explored and enhanced, we will generate income. And this will help to reduce the loan aspect that we are more focused on externally, even domestically. Looking into generating more funds is more of production and consumption. I believe that will also help the economy. We focus more on that. Like, for instance, if we produce more rice, that is what we're trying to attain through Hamidija. How can that be increased so that it will bring down the level of exportation of rice, where we're spending billions? If we're able to produce at home and consume it, I believe this will help the government at a very large scale.
Well,
your ministry
he hit it right on the head. And that's why, if you look at our revenue performance of recent, it has really increased. I'm sure you have the statistics.
Yes.
By how our revenue performance has increased. But when we come to revenue, we're also mindful of its impact on the population. And really, because we don't want to overtax. That's why if you look at even the budget pronouncement, apart from what is classified as sin tax, like gambling, alcohol, cigarette, corporation income. In fact, a tax relief has been granted to the citizens. The first 24,000 of any income used to be what was exempted. Now we've elevated that to 36,000. So that means technically government has given the citizen 12,000 extra tax-free income for the next fiscal year. So these are all part of measures, because you have to also balance, as much as we need every money, every dollar we need, but also you have to look at its impact on the population. So that's why I say it's a people-centered budget.